Blessings, much love and blessings. Welcome back to my channel, One Thought from Greatness. My name is Rich, and in this video I am going to be talking about or discussing how you can find your own inner happiness. Now for me, I am a firm believer 100% that true happiness comes from within inside. It always starts from within inside, and then we express that happiness to the rest of the world, and that was back to us. But many people will argue and say argue on the contrary and say that they need this, that, and the other to make them feel happy. They need all of these external circumstances, these external things to make them feel happy. Now I'm going to talk you through this process that will help you find any blocks or discover what it may be that is blocking you or stopping you from being able to find, experience, and cultivate your own sense, your own feeling of happiness, beautiful love, peace, joy, and happiness from within. Now this all starts from when we're born. I've shared this before. Many people share this. From the day we are born, we go through what we call somebody training. We learn, we become conditioned, we grow into somebody, we develop a personality. Now you can kind of split that personality off into two. We have, let's say, an inner personality, our inner self, the way we feel about ourselves, our inner self. And then we have our external personality. The person that we want to be, the personality that we show off to the rest of the world, what we want all our friends and family and the rest of the world see us as, our outer personality, our outer self. Now see, the thing is, with many people, that inner self and that outer self don't match up. They are out of alignment. They do not match up. Now the thing is, the bigger the difference, the way you feel about yourself on the inside and the person that you are trying to be on the outside creates this gap. I call it a gap. I call it the gap of resistance. Now, to try and give you an example of that, there's many examples. Say, for example, social media is a good one at the moment, Facebook and Instagram. Now, we all know people that are forever posting pictures and posts of, let's say, a fake life, trying to portray or make out like they are living the best life, the life of the dreams, and this, that, and the other. But you know this person personally and know for a fact that that's not how they're feeling. We all know that type of person. Or you hear people saying a lot, never judge somebody by the way they're acting on their outer personality, because you don't know what's going on the inside, their inner self. That's kind of where we're going. Now, an aspect of that inner self, that inner personality, is what many of us call the egoic shadow. Now, this is all egoic conditioning. It's all ego anyway. It's all mind clutter, but we'll get into that. What we call a shadow, or our darker self, or the pain self, or the pain body. We'll call it the pain body for this one. Now, what happens is, as we go through life, our inner self, or our pain body, gets conditioned by situations, life events, things that happen to us that cause us to feel a great deal of pain, such as anger, shame, guilt, fear, and give us a sense of unworthiness. Now, this is what kind of conditions the pain body. Say, for example, you might have had bad relationships where you've had exes who may have abused you or not treated you right, or treated you poorly, or called you names, made you feel anger, shame, guilt, fear. Or you may have had issues at work, relationships with the people at work who've been abusive or nasty, or called you fat or stupid, or been mean to you, and caused you to feel anger, shame, guilt, fear, these lower negative energies, low negative feelings. Loss, you might have had a sense of loss. I mean, we all lose at some point of our lives, family, loved ones, whatever it might be. These situations, these events that cause you to feel pain, they become conditioned and they grow. what happens is they become memorized. We memorize these feelings, we memorize the events. It's as though our mind focuses in and memorizes the event itself, and our body memorizes and stores these low emotions, stores the pain. And then what happens is we anticipate these events happening in our future. So anything related or anything similar that happens in the future, it activates this pain body. And then we get these same feelings of anger, shame, guilt, fear, whatever it might be. And as we go through our lives, it's as though we put layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of these of pain, these negative emotions on top of the other, and this kind of creates this gap. And what happens is many of us don't deal with it. We don't process these emotions. We don't process it properly. And what we do is we try and suppress or repress these repress the pain body. And the way we do that is through our outer personality, this person who we want to show up in the world, the person that we want to be. And what happens is we identify, we grow this personality, we identify, we develop this somebody. I've already seen a wrong, we develop this somebody out of identifying with all of these external things in our environment. We may grow, we may have a career, build a family, have lots of beautiful friends. We often become very materialistic, become obsessed with money, cars, clothes, nice home, fancy watches, become very materialistic. We are forever chasing external pleasures, sex, drugs, alcohol, experiences, parties, holidays, all of these external pleasures. And now there's nothing wrong with this, but what happens with many people is we use it as suppression. We become dependent. This all becomes addictive, and we become dependent on all of our external environment, all our external pleasures to give us that sense of love, joy, and happiness, which we should be feeling in here. Yeah, all of this becomes addictive. Yeah, and we become dependent on all of this. They keep giving us those feelings. They keep that identification with this somebody who we've grown and we've developed to who we want to be, to keep this suppressed. This pain body feeds on fear. It wants fear. Because I've looked at fear, pain. This pain body feeds on pain. It wants pain. So all of these life situations that happen to us that activate it, this grows and grows and grows, and it wants to feed on fear, pain. And the more this grows, the more focus and attention we put on our outer environment. And it gets to a point where our outer circumstances, our outer environment cannot keep giving us those feelings of love, joy, and happiness. It cannot fulfill it. It can't keep up with our demand to feel love, joy, and happiness from our external world. And what happens with many people is their careers start to fall apart. Relationships, marriages, fans, family, relationships start to fall apart. We can't get enough material objects. There's not enough money, there's not enough cars, there's not enough clothes. It just stops doing it for us. It stops giving us that pleasure. Our external pleasures, sex, drugs, alcohol experiences, we can't drink enough, we can't take enough drugs, we can't get enough sex, we can't get enough experiences. It stops being able to keep up with this demand. The more this grows, the more this gap comes, the more we are out of balance, the more we are out of alignment. It cannot keep up, and our external environment collapses like not a volcano, I was going to say volcano. Our out of experience just starts to collapse. And then what we're left with is the deep, dark inner self which we've created. And that is where that is where the focus is. Because underneath all of this mind clutter, you, me, we are pure, unconditional love and bliss. Our pure state is unconditional love, joy, and happiness. Underneath all of this, that is where you find that happiness. That is where people who focus on all of this become dependent on this love, joy. They become dependent on all this. It's in there. what you do, you have to face the pain body. You have to face the pain. A lot of this is unconscious. It all happens unconscious. Now the key is, the idea is just to simply bring it into the light of your consciousness. You're already doing that by watching this video. By watching this video, you're already bringing it into your consciousness, and you start to be able to unmemorize, break down, and let go of all of this pain that we have accumulated over the years. Go inside, take a good look at yourself. Why do I feel so angry? Where's the shame? Where's this guilt? Where's this fear? Where's it coming from? Learn to identify the events that have led you to feel that way about yourself. Know that you are worthy. You are enough. You are a powerful, conscious being. You are enough. You are born enough, because that unworthiness, that feeling of unworthiness, is what destroys so many people. That is often the foundation that this pain body, this gap, comes from. So the more you go in, the more you do this work, and you start to unmemorize again, break down, surrender, release, let go of all of these low emotions, all of this pain, the less you will become dependent on your external environment to give you those feelings. The more you break down, the more you let go, the more you become aware, the more you unmemorize all of this, the less you are dependent on your external environment. And then you start to find all that love, that joy, that happiness that exists already within you. Once you start to tap in, you start to create and find that feeling within yourself, all of this stuff starts to flow to you anyway. You have that power, the ideas, the inspiration to learn to create your life from the inside, and you create all of this. You don't need it. You don't need the money. You don't need the cars. You don't need the sex. You don't need the drugs. You don't need it, because you already feel it yourself. But because you are feeling it, you attract it, and it starts to come to you. Yeah, and that is when you start to get in alignment. The way you feel about yourself on the inside, pure, unconditional love on the inside, and what starts to become your outside, your out personality, pure, unconditional love, is pure alignment. You become aligned. That gap closes. You start to dissolve that pain, and life just becomes absolute beautiful. It will become beautiful. And I think that's about it for that video. If you have a look, work through it, come back, drop me some comments, tell me what you thought. Hit the like button. Again, I have so much more coming. We are on the road to greatness, so hit that subscribe button.